Welcome to Build Mode On, where the biggest builders, boldest voices, and wildest visionaries in Web3 come to share their story. Filmed from the front lines of the crypto revolution, you've got top conferences, backstage deals, and the real alpha coming straight from your source. So if you're here to build, you're here to invest, or just stay 10 steps ahead, you're in the right place. Every like, every comment, every share helps me unlock bigger guests, better conversations, and insights you're not going to get anywhere else. Let's dive into it. Obviously, thank you for meeting with me here today, Evan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey man, this has been fantastic. Is this your first consensus?
No. Probably fourth or fifth or so. Yeah.
Great.
First time in Toronto though, it's a beautiful city. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe let's sort of give a little bit tell everybody who you are, what it is that you do, and we'll talk a little bit more, find out a little bit more about Evan and his background.
Yeah, sure. My name's Evan Owens. I'm the VP of BD at Kadena. My mission is to meet builders and founders and get them to bring their business and their company on to Kadena, into our ecosystem, and help them build and grow. That's our mission at Kadena. So
awesome. I always like to start with some lifestyle questions because I just feel like, I mean, we could probably just talk crypto all day, but not everybody wants to hear that. So I'm going to start with some lifestyle questions, and then we'll continue on and have the fun crypto talk. So you've worked in both a little bit of traditional tech and crypto. What's one moment that said, this, like with crypto, is a space that I belong?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the fact that when I first discovered it, and I was relative, not like an OG, I got introduced back in 2015. I was founder of a company called Pogo Seat. We built an app for seat upgrades. Like you go to a sporting event, you could upgrade your seat in real time. And we were in Venice Beach. We had our office in California, and my tech co-founder, Andrew, he was mining Bitcoin in our office, and he's much smarter than I am, and he's the one that introduced me to Bitcoin, explained it to me. I should have, of course, bought $1 million worth then, but I didn't know. Anyway, after Pogo Seat, I started a small crypto fund. That's where I went full-time into it. But I think one thing was, it was just a brand new technology that seemed like a wide open, Wild West frontier, you know, and so there were lots of possibilities with it. So it was exciting, and it still is, and that was 10 years ago that I'm talking about, you know. But I think it attracted people from all walks of life, you know, like you might meet a traditional finance, Wall Street broker getting into crypto, and then you might meet, you know, who knows, someone on the other end of the spectrum that's a scientist or whatever in you know, cryptography, and they got into it, right? And they're both highly intelligent folks, but they're in this space melding and building stuff, and so that was really attractive, you know.
So do you feel like that was, like for you, you just, like, do you feel more at home with that? Do you feel more comfortable? Do you feel like you kind of, I'll talk from my experience. Like, I come from a traditional finance background, going to school, you know, being told that's what you need to do. I always felt for myself it was like square peg in a round hole. When I came into the crypto space, I knew that this is where I belong. Have you ever had that sort of approach, or have you gone through that in your professional career?
I mean, my first job out of college was working on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, so not that I was a trader in the pit like you see in the movies. I was a low-end clerk, basically getting lunches. But I worked on Wall Street. But I had a small experience there. But really, you know, that company, Pogo Seat, was my first venture in being a founder in the tech world. And I didn't know anything about tech startups, and ran that for 7 years. And then I've been in crypto ever since. So, you know, that's basically 15 years of my career has been early stage tech, whether it's a founder, operator, investor, and then crypto. So I have had other careers, but the majority have been in that world, so it's pretty natural to be there. And I'm used to fast pace and change and new things and meeting founders. And I think one of the cool things about crypto is, what new businesses can you build with the underlying tech that you couldn't before, right? And so I think in our space, the deep in vertical is a great example of that, right? You have companies like Helium or Demo, and you're basically crowdsourcing this network, whether it's for car data or satellite weather or mapping the world. And traditionally that was one big centralized company doing that, and now crypto unlocks this economy where you actually can incentivize people to contribute, and it's like this beautiful flywheel, and it's actually a better product. Hive Mapper I think has almost more of the world map than Google Maps does, right?
Yeah.
So those kinds of things are really interesting to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And in fact, at Kadena, our highest volume #1 app is a deepen app called Crank. So we're seeing it play out in real time.
It's very cool. I think that the speed at which crypto moves at is tremendous, and if you can keep up and if you can keep pushing things forward, things are going to go well in this space.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, for you, tell everybody, what does your ideal Saturday afternoon look like?
Well, Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning are different, but maybe a round of golf with the boys would be nice,
Yeah.
But I live in Bend, Oregon, so maybe a little golf, and then, probably just hanging with my family. I got a wife and 3 daughters, and we have a small little ranch with some chickens, so just hanging on the ranch, doing some work, playing with the girls, taking her easy.
Sounds amazing.
That's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely ideal. So you live on a ranch. Let's talk about then your ideal dinner. Are you one to go out to eat, or are you one to stay in and make food at home? What do you like to do?
Oh, probably stay in. Yeah, we got a Traeger grill. A little plug for Traeger. If you don't have one, they're the best. Fire up some meat on the Traeger. Maybe pop a nice bottle of red wine. Have the girls help, prep and cook. They love doing that. It's a fun family activity.
What kind of meat are you popping on the Traeger, though?
Oh man, we do a lot of salmon burgers. Let's see, steaks, of course, ribs, chicken. Yeah, all the stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds. Hey, now I'm hungry.
I know.
So for me, I love nostalgic talk.
Okay.
So let's sort of maybe shift a little bit to retro for a little bit. I'm not sure if you're a retro video games fan or a movie fan. If you are, do you have an all-time favorite that you want to revisit and talk about a little bit?
Well, it's funny, not so much on the gaming side, but movies. My girls are 10, 9, and 6, so we're showing them all the classics of when I was a kid. So we're watching The Goonies, Karate Kid, League of Their Own, Miss Doubtfire, all these, and they still hold up, and my girls actually love them, so that's been really fun to just go back through all those great movies.
Karate Kid's
amazing,
yeah, Karate Kid
around the
is a
house we're
legendary one.
wax on, wax off, and the girls love it, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you weren't in crypto...
Back to the Future, by the way, another great one, yeah.
So Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 1, 2, or 3, though?
I think 1, we watched 2 and 3, kind of fell off a little bit. 1 for sure, yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
So if you weren't involved in crypto day to day, what's one industry or role you think you'd be interested in today, and why would that be?
If I wasn't in crypto, or let's just say tech in general, honestly, it's probably the total other end of the spectrum. My grandpa was a dairy farmer and milked cows his whole life, literally having a farm and working outside with your hands. And, if I was going to leave crypto and tech, it would just be the full other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's move on to a little bit more of the crypto talk. What drew you first to Kadena? Was there any specific problems or solutions that you felt that you could add to what they were building? Yeah,
I think the appeal of Kadena is a couple things for me. The people are amazing. The culture is just awesome. There's no politics or egos. We're small, we all want to win, we're all rowing in the same direction. So that was just awesome to see, and that was apparent even through my interview process. I met 5 different people. You could just feel the love, the excitement for the future. So that was number 1. And then the company in general, we have 2 visionary founders, technical, done a lot of cool things in their life that built Kadena. So we have these great leaders. Our tech is amazing, and it's battle tested, right? We didn't just launch last month. We launched 5 years ago. We've never been down, never been hacked, So the tech is there, the people are there. What we need is to grow our ecosystem and get builders to come, and we see ourselves as the AWS of crypto. Like if you want your business to grow and not worry about scaling and congestion and prices going up, you build on Kadena because we're going to scale with you. That's why we built our tech stack the way it is. So it was the perfect opportunity to join Kadena, and we have the next few years to really build this ecosystem, right? So we have the people, the tech, the dry powder in terms of our grants programs to give out money to builders to come. So we have all the ingredients to make this an awesome ecosystem. So
amazing. So let's talk about product market fit in crypto.
yeah.
Is there a project that you think out there, whether it be here today, whether it be something you've come across that's really nailed it and really doing it right? And
Yeah.
I mean, for the people listening, what's some things that they can take away from that?
Yeah, I would say I can think of 4 off the top of my head. I mean, obviously you have Bitcoin, right? It's established as a store of value. It's maybe a $3 trillion or $2.5 trillion asset class, so we call that product market fit, right?
Big time.
Stable coins. I think stable coins did more volume last year than Visa, right? So that's a huge product market fit unlock, right? So you have Bitcoin, stable coins. I think prediction markets, if you look at, a poly market, for example, that's like the source of truth on the internet. They're more accurate than anything else in terms of what's going to happen. And yes, you could say it's gambling and people are betting on things, but it has massive usage, right?
But even in traditional finance, a lot of it is on speculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously Wall Street, we see that. So whether it be in crypto or TradFi, speculation does drive things forward.
Yeah.
Or at least add some euphoria or buzz with the potential from
Totally,
it, right?
totally. Even if you look at whether or not you like it, Pump.Fun and launching, 20,000 meme tokens a day.
Yeah.
I think they were the fastest company in history to $100 million in revenue in 8 months, right? Faster than Google, Airbnb, Uber, whoever. So, again.
Whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
they are doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then of course the whole DeepIn sector, whether it's HiveMapper or Helium, those guys have real users with people, earning tokens and getting cheaper Wi-Fi or better weather or better maps. So Bitcoin, stable coins, prediction markets, Pump.Fun, DeepIn. There's 5 that definitely have product market fit,
Yeah, big ones too.
Yeah.
Big ones. I love this question. What do you think is an underrated strength? I think you already touched on this, but let's specify it a little bit more. What do you think is an underrated strength of Kadena that more people in the crypto and Web3 space need to hear about?
That's a good question. I want to say the technology of Kadena, right? We're the only L1 blockchain that's proof of work, our consensus mechanism, but we're also EVM compatible. So if you're a builder, you can come to Kadena and you have the most secure proof of work blockchain, but you can also scale like if you were on Ethereum, right? So it's, in essence, the best of both worlds. Now, I think maybe throughout Kadena's history, we led with the tech, and that's not always the best story. You have to tell a great story and narrative and get people excited. And when you just start talking about security and throughput and gas fees and congestion, and even though it's all important, it might not get people excited, right? So, the story we're telling is look, we're bridging DeFi and TradFi. You come to Kadena, and we're going to connect you. If you're a DeFi protocol, we're going to plug you into the TradFi world with our partners there, right? And if you're in the TradFi world, we're going to plug you in with the best DeFi protocols, and you can become a liquidity provider or whatnot. So it's this beautiful flywheel of working together.
Yeah.
And then you can look at us as the AWS of crypto, right? It's that your tech stack is dialed. You come build here. As you grow, you don't have to worry about scaling, congestion, and cost. It's just like if you were building a tech startup in Web 2. That's why you have AWS and not your own server farm somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what I would say.
I think the startup, the enticing side of it as the startup aspect within crypto and Web3, it's very exciting. I'm, as a token founder and essentially a startup, it's very exciting because there's far less barriers and there's far more people like yourself, and those people that are in it for the right reasons, that are really trying to build something bigger here. And it's really cool to see not only the speed that it's moving at, but how people are really focused for it on the right reasons and really focused here to build. There's no BS, there is, but there's very little of it as you may see in other industries. So
totally. I think I almost look at Kadena as wholesome, right? We've been around for 5 years. Like I said, we have great people and great tech. There's no like hype machine necessarily. There's no smoke and mirrors, like, you know, what you see is what you get with Kadena. This is what we are. Our tech's been alive 5 years. Again, it's never been down, never been hacked. It's proven in the market. It's battle tested. It works. You can come to us and not worry about, like, is this chain going to be around in a year or so, right? And that's important, you know?
Yeah, longevity, absolutely, especially in the crypto and Web3 space. Having that longevity is, it's crucial, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, well, this camera, if you got anything exciting you want to share, any alpha, anything that people need to know about Kadena that we haven't talked about,
I don't know if maybe you already did, but just so the world knows, we have EVM testnet launching at ECC and Con this summer on June 30th. We already have an incredible ecosystem growing around that with big names like SushiSwap and Euler as a lending protocol. So that's really exciting for us. We talked about our grants program. You can go to Kadena.io and apply for a grant. Myself or my team will respond right away and get a meeting set up and figure out what you're building and how we can help. I'm at Captain Owens on both Twitter and Telegram. Feel free to DM me directly, and we'll help you grow your business.
Well, it looks like I'm going to sign up for the...
There we go.
Yeah, see, there we go.
All right.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Hey, man, my pleasure.
Yeah, awesome.
All right.